Now what do you mean by analog transmission? That is, the signal that is used is analog. So the transmission that is taking place is an analog transmission. Okay. So when we do analog transmission, there are two things that we need to do. We need to do modulation at one end and demodulation at the other end. So what is meant by modulation? Modulation basically is converting data signals to a different form. The signals, the data is available, it is to be converted to a different form. And typically we are looking at, if you are looking at analog transmission, it is going to be converted to an analog form. Okay. And the signal that is being modulated is called the carrier signal, and this carrier signal is the one that is going to be carrying the information for you. So it is called as a carrier signal, and some characteristic of this carrier signal will be changed. So it is called, which is why we call it as modulation. Modulation basically refers to some change. You are changing something in that carrier signal so that it represents the data. So this is what we mean by modulation. Demodulation. What is demodulation? Demodulation is the reverse process. That is, you now have to recover the data signal from the modulated signal. So recovering the data signal from the modulated signal will involve taking that modulated signal, doing some operation on it so that you are able to get back the data signal. So this is what we need to do. So here again we talk about analog modulation versus digital modulation. So what is analog modulation versus digital modulation? Analog modulation would mean that I have an analog data coming in being converted to analog signal. Digital modulation refers to digital data coming in but being converted to analog signal. In both these cases, the end signal is analog. That is what we need to remember.